Hi there, my name is Belinda Dobson and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and of course our weekly overview for the week commencing the 30th of December 2019. This is the last one for the year. How amazing that we are right here at the end of 2019. And I started this channel in May this year and I've just been so amazed at the response and the feedback on how this channel and the videos has impacted you. And I'm just really looking forward to doing more and finding new ways of bringing the I Ching to life for you in 2020. It really is such a joy to me to learn and share. I learn more than you do because I've got to do the work of interpretation for our weeklies and monthlies and our daily overviews that go on social media. So last week we had the fall on the wobbly legs and we had the survivor tribe arriving at camp, and we had difficulty in the beginning and learning how to work with this new phase that we're in, this new beginning that we're part of. And part of that was realizing that what we think are foes or robbers or people or entities trying to take something away from us are actually people who've come to help us. And we're rounding out to a limitation and focused on getting really disciplined around how we break up our timing, our effort, the work that we're doing, and of course the social time we're spending. This week, our last weekly overview, which obviously wraps into the first week of 2020 as well, has the hexagram 54 marrying Maiden. Okay. So this hexagram really originates from an ancient story of how concubines and women were married into other families and into positions of power as, many wives. Now, the thing about the I Ching is that it would be easy to judge it from the outside and say, well, this whole philosophy is very anti-woman and it's very patriarchal and it's very old worldly. It doesn't fit in today's structure and climate. What you have to understand are some of these concepts, yes, do have ties to ancient stories of structure and power and hierarchy, yet there are metaphors, there are stories to help us understand our individual journeys. And my feeling is that the stories and the metaphors and the healing symbols of the I Ching are extremely relevant today more than ever. We need to understand change more than ever. If you consider how much event takes place in 1 year compared to how much event took place 50 years ago. So, marrying Maiden talks about the story, the healing symbol of being in a lowly position, being a concubine, and getting married into the king's harem of wives, and finding that you're not in a senior position. Now, one of the things that we have to realize is once we are married into a situation, we're in a process, a journey where we're being guided into a new life situation where we don't have as much power as perhaps we were used to, or we feel that we're entitled to. The danger is that we become a bit bolshy and a bit egotistical around what our rights are in the situation. And what can happen is that we challenge the authority of the head queen. So you can imagine you are the fifth queen down, right? Symbolically. And you are in a pecking order. Your rights, as you go down the list of queens or princesses or brides, you reduce your power, your capacity to act. And so marrying Maiden tells us the story of just accept that you are in a position, a lower position than what you're accustomed to. And what you have to do is learn to accept it and make the best use of the position you are in without making everyone feel like you think you are the first queen. Okay, so it's about how you behave. It's about recognizing that you're in a position that you're not accustomed to. You're in a lower position. You have less power, and making peace with that. Now, on a much deeper level, this hexagram talks about changes that come to us that are beyond our control. In other words, big cycles that are getting us into position. And what we have to learn to do is accept those cycles and be drawn with it. So if we take the idea of the marrying Maiden again, she is drawn in, even though she hasn't chosen it, into this situation of being married into this structure. And she's in position 5. So she's got to work from the place that she's at, and you're drawn into this position because you're being drawn into the right place for you. So this can be quite hard for us to let go of our power, of our authority, of our position, of our sense of control of our fate. And so you might find in this week, what you're being paid attention to is just accept that there are forces here that are beyond your control, and that you might not yet have the power, but what your task is to accept the place and the position that you're in. And this is emphasized even more so with the changing line we have this week, which is in position 3. This changing line says, just relax. Okay, you've joined this crew as a concubine, but just hang in there, be patient, because things will turn around and you'll find yourself in a strategic position. So in this week, we have to accept, oh, I'm in a lowly position here, but it's okay because I'm going to hang out here because it's shifting and I'm going to be into the right position. I'm getting maneuvered into position. What my purpose is, what I'm aiming to do, my higher goals, my business's higher goals, we are being guided into a new position. Big forces of change beyond our control. So this changing line says in particular, just bide your time. The strategic opportunity is here and you're being drawn to it. And the outcome for the week is Hexagram 34, which is called Great Power. Now, if you remember December's overview, the outcome hexagram for December was 34 Great Power. And what's really interesting is the last weekly cycle for 2019 and for December is the same as the outcome for December. I just think that's amazing. So 34 Great Power, as you remember, is all about having a lot of strength and a lot of internal power. And our task is to apply the power and get on with it, get going and take the action. But remember that we could be excessive in our use of force. We could become the bully. We could push too far and get ourselves and others injured. And it's about realizing how to restrain and focus this amazing power and inner force that we have. So as we round out the week, we're being asked to let the forces guide us. And then seemingly this other energy of, you have the power now, just don't overuse it. Don't be too hard in how you apply this power. Really, really interesting. So that is our week ahead. And of course, we're going to have our January overview soon and our 2019 to 2020 overview. So lots of stuff coming up on the channel over the next week or so as we flick from year end to year end, and of course, the end of a decade too. Thank you so much for being with me this year. It's been an amazing journey. I really appreciate that you've subscribed and you've liked and you've shared the videos and been part of the process. You know, our task here is really to learn how to master change and how to really accelerate what it is that we are here to do. What is the purpose that we are individually are here to do? What is our business here to do? How can we help the people in our teams to do that? And how can we work together to accelerate the plan, whatever that plan is, personally or professionally, and make a meaningful difference to our world. If that rings true for you, stay with me, share it, like it, you know what to do, and let's make 2020 an amazing year. Thank you so much. And I wish you the best for an awesome end of year celebration. Cheers.